Well, hello, and welcome back to the wonderful world of MesaCraft. Today is going to be my most jam-packed episode ever. I got a bunch of friends together, and remember how I said I would wait until we had more people to fight the Ender Dragon? Well, today is your lucky day, because that is going to happen. But that is not all. It's also the most building I think I'm ever going to put into one episode. I'm going to finish my town, finally, with all the interiors of the buildings in between. We're going to do the little bathhouse, the little ramen shop, we're going to do the fishing hut, the barn, the nature area, you name it, and that's not even all. The best is yet to come at the very end. If you stick around, I'm going to build my first mega build of this season, which is going to be a grand Mega-Yacht. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
It started off as a dark and dreary morning. But then, friends showed up, and things began to brighten up. Yes, it would seem as though the gang was all here. Except there was one who was missing. You'll have to guess who, but while we were waiting, unfortunately, we realized they were having computer issues. Drat. On an unrelated side note, while watching this footage, I think I might have realized why my thrift shop burnt down. And now here we are in a trial chamber? Yes, we were actually waiting a good while to see if our friend was going to join us for the dragon fight, so we decided to do a trial chamber in the meantime. But unfortunately, as mentioned earlier, we realized it would be just the four of us. And so the moment I'd all been waiting for began. The time for us to finally get rid of the beast. Now, I wish I had some really cool copyrighted music for this intro scene here as we all emerge. Something like, "Bring 'em out, bring 'em out." But instead, we are going to go with this. Now, because we are all true Minecraft professionals, I'd like to say that not a single casualty fell that day. In fact, no problems occurred whatsoever, because, as I mentioned, we're professionals, so we know what we're doing. I was able to test a little bit of science. I was interested to know if we can get dragon's breath, the annoying stuff that floats in the sky that happens all the time, and you can if you fly through it. And since the spear is a new thing, I wanted to know, how does that work against the dragon? And not as good as I was hoping. But as you might have imagined, with 4 people fighting the Ender Dragon, it was not too much of a challenge, other than the annoying Endermen, who got what they had coming to them. We were able to vanquish the Ender Dragon with not too much problem. In fact, I would say that poor Ender Dragon never stood a chance. And that was that. The Ender Dragon was defeated. The realm of the end was now free for me to build farms and things without having to worry about this annoying bugger always messing with me. And now the only thing left for us to do was to argue about who first gets the dragon egg, but of course, since we're all friends, we decided to pass it around so we could all get the achievement that of course comes with it. And also, of course, you know I had to do it. We got ourselves, pretty much immediately after the fight, a brand new farm here. Our Enderman farm. So now, XP can be a thing of the past with one swipe of our sword. Look at all those juicy XP orbs we've got. I love it. You know, a lot of people think, after you've beaten the game of Minecraft, what left is there to do? You've beaten the game. That's all there is to it. But for me, that's when the game just gets going. Because now, we can finally focus on building. With a tree, right here, and a lovely sunset on our new path up to spawn. Look at this lovely new path that we've made here. We're adding some pumpkins as we go. I've got some boulders going along the sidelines. A lovely leafy border to keep you in the path. And this will now lead people from spawn all the way to the shopping area and the main part of where everything is. Something that I've done at my base that I'm quite proud of is every night now at sundown I get the most glorious fireworks show. Yes, behold and wonder. The fireworks. I love it. So this happens automatically now. Every night when the sun goes down, I get a little show here in my town as a celebration for me finally finishing this dang place. Starting with, we've got the bathhouse. It's like a little spa house kind of place I tried to design. That's just supposed to look very tranquil, have some pools, little place to dip your tootsies. But that's about it. There's not much to this building here, other than it looks cute. Next, we've got the sake and ramen bar, which is supposed to be just a nice little bar where you can come to hang out and get your grub on. We've got lovely art on the walls. Apparently someone here has ordered themselves an entire cuttlefish for the eating, or at least that's what I'm calling that dried gas there on the counter. We've got some kegs, some cups, some beers, and of course, cats. Next on the list, I've got the fishing hut, which came out pretty nice. I must say I like it. It's just got like a cute little Minecrafty fishing vibe. I got some nets hanging up on the roof. I've got some posters on the walls of squids and other fun things, and a man here to sell you fish and stuff. Also on the list, we've got the barn, which came out nice, I must say. It's basically just a big mud floor and a big open barn with a little green pasture outside, but it gets the job done. You can tell it's a barn by looking at the hay bales. Our critters don't get out, because under this carpet here, we did the lovely berry bush trick. But what's that behind me? The dragon egg. That's right. We gave our trophy here its own shrine and a book to go with it, with a little story of how we vanquished him. You thought that was all with the town? Well, that's not all. I've got this lovely new tower here, which I'm going to add more castle-y bits to this village, but this is just the first big tower. And from the big tower, we have a lovely view of our whole town down here. And what is that green blob down there, you wonder? Well, my most favorite part. Let me show you. If we go ahead and dive on down through this mess of leafy trees, this is what I was calling the nature area for a very long time. And this is it in its daytime glory, but I think its true glory shows in the evening. And as you can see here, at night with the glowing berry bushes and just keeping this place pretty moody, I think it came out awesome. I love sort of just walking through here and enjoying the peacefulness that is Minecraft. I also worked on the path going from my portal all the way up to said base area, so that way it leads the player right into the base in a way more so than they kind of just run randomly to find this gate here, if they even find it at all. But through this gate, I've added more lovely glowberry bushes, and I'm just so pleased now to finally have finished this big grand project of many big grand projects. But yes, this town is now my pride and joy. I love living here. I love calling it my main base, and I think this is where I shall stay for pretty much ever. Except after this quick intermission of me showing you some fun in Minecraft that's not building. Did you know that if you hit a creeper with a trident with channeling, you can set it ablaze? I don't know what you call that. You charge it. It's a charged creeper now. And then what you're going to want to do is get that bugger in a boat without dying. And then if you blow up the regular creeper first, you get nothing. But if you blow up the charged creeper, you might notice a little something there, and that is a charged creeper head, which I've been wanting just as a decoration piece for a random build in the little fishing shack area. You'll see one day. Or maybe it won't be in the fishing shack, but we're going to use this one day. Next on the list, I needed to take out an ocean monument so I could gather me lots and lots of sponges. Because I know I was going to need them in a future build that I have coming up here, and I had none to my name, so we got some. And here is that future build, with our new little trident guy down there. He's our new friend. I am finally starting to build the big, grand Mega-Yacht. It just took me a little bit of time to get myself going, because this thing was a wireframe for the longest time. But I think once I started to do the sides, which came out so sloped and nice, it encouraged me to start doing the bottom bits and really start hammering this thing out. Because in my old world, I had a big pirate ship that I thought was pretty cool that I used to like to hang out in. And I don't have that anymore, so I thought, you know what, this season, we're upgrading. So we're going to build ourselves a big, fancy yacht. I also figured out a trick is that when you're placing blocks underwater, if you get into swim mode like this, you can place them really, really fast. So yes, we started with the base of the ship, essentially getting this part filled in and shaped, but then I realized something terrible. It was full of water, and I would have to do one of the worst Minecraft tasks imaginable, which is filling this thing full of so much sand, and then more sand, and you guessed it, more sand, to basically divvy the area up so that way we can take our sponges that we just got earlier and start to absorb all this water out of here. But for anyone who has worked with sponges before, knows that they're pretty annoying to dry. So you have to go to the nether and basically spend your time with hoe in one hand, sponge in the other to dry them out. But oh, buddy boy, is it worth it when you finally take down those sandy walls and you get to see the grand thing that you have created behind them, which is a big empty boat. So let's go ahead and start filling it in with some stuff, namely a deck with a helicopter pad, because everyone knows every boat needs a helicopter pad on the front. I missed a little bit of footage here, but this is the next in line. As you can see here, I've got a little chopper coming in, which is pretty dang cute. I've added 3 levels of glass, I've added 3 levels of decking out the back, and I'm just kind of filling in the rest of everything now. I think I've sort of got like the general shape of this thing down. I think the last little bit is over time, I'm going to add more and more details to it and just kind of keep detailing this thing out. Such as this detail here, adding snow so that way mobs don't spawn. Which, if you didn't know, these don't work like carpets, I found out, and apparently mobs still spawn there. Ooh, buddy. But the hot tub makes it so worth it. We've got this lovely, lovely hot tub here in the back, which I think is the only thing that I've actually built here. We've got some steamy vents coming up, we've got towels to lay on, and just a nice little scene. It's at the very back of the boat here. I also added some like fins to the boat. I don't know what you'd call these things, but the boat was just looking too plain on the backside before with just the big triple deck, so I added triple fan thingies coming off the back. But I think they give the boat like a little bit of something. I also added like a little tower turret there on the top if you can't tell. It's got like a little redstone lamp, which is kind of fun to add a little bit of light action in Minecraft. And now as we zoom back down through the backside of this boat here, it's basically consisting of 3 different levels. I've got the very bottom level, which is kind of just full of a couple of farms and stuff for the moment. And then above that is up for you to decide. I've got this red carpet just leading down the way. I don't know if I want to build bars, casinos, what kind of fun stuff I want to put in here, but I can actually see me still working on it right there in the background. Hi me working hard on this boat. You keep up that good work. Don't worry, this place is going to be awesome and so worth it once everyone lets us know what we are to put in here. But that is about all for the grand yacht. It's a big yacht. We got a big old yacht here that I wanted to show off, and I am just so proud of this thing. It definitely took me a good couple of hours to get it all going, but with a sheep farm downstairs and a snow farm downstairs, surprisingly, a very cheap build when you come to think about. Everything was pretty free or readily available that came to making this boat. The only hard thing I would say was smelting the glass, but even that was not so bad. So I think for now I'm just going to go ahead and leave this thing empty, and we'll have to figure out in a future episode how we are going to furnish this bad boy. Which, speaking of future episode, I've got another surprise for you coming up in the next episode, which we are going to build a golf course. You'll see. You'll all see. But I think that's all for now. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. I love y'all. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.